What's up, YouTube? My name's Quickie. Welcome back to the channel. I'm still looking for my bits. I can't find. I've already started making another set. You know, the engine mounts, and I know as soon as I make them, I'm gonna find the originals. I'm just trying to save myself some work. Anyway, this is just a quick one, but it's an update on the giveaway for ASBO. So basically, I think what I'm probably going to end up doing is doing like one of these videos a week or something, just so you know kind of where we are, and to thank everybody for chipping in. And you know, I'll start, if you look down the bottom, there's going to start being a whole load of names that just scroll across the screen. These are the people that are chipping in to help get ASBO finished, and one of them is going to end up getting him. They'll Mr. Man and his van. I don't know if you can hear. Bloody hell. Right, I've just had to wait for Mr. Man in his van to disappear because he was just sat there revving it. Right. Ooh, is that it? No. Bugger. I thought I found him then. Right, so some of you is new to the channel, won't have a clue what I'm going on about, so just a quick recap. All these people that are scrolling across the bottom of the screen, they're chipping in on this project. They're basically supporting the build of ASBO. There's been loads of stuff going to it already. You know, like I've already forked out for and bought like all the front end, all the steel to do the frame when I made all that, the rear shock, the swing arm, you know, the Bandit 1200 rear wheel. I've got chain sprockets, I've got a headlamp bowl. Yeah, I made the speedo surround. We've got the speedo for that. We've got the M unit. We've got, yeah, we have got loads of stuff already. The exhaust is up there, although it does need tweaking. I've already made that. So lots and lots and lots of bits have already either been made or bought ready to go on the bike. So this is kind of like the final bit of fabrication, and you know, getting the bike finished up, rebuild all the engine, get everything painted and start assembly and all that sort of stuff. And it is kind of like if you're doing your own project, you would know this, right? It is a bottomless pit. You have to sort of draw the line somewhere and go, okay, that's kind of where I'm headed and that's what I'm doing. Otherwise, if you're anything like me, you'll just carry on buying bike bits. So you've got options. But like I say, there's been loads of people that's been chipping in since day one. Since day one when I got the Bandit. And the comments have been absolutely brilliant. I've loved all the banter and all that sort of stuff. And it's one of those people that I want to end up with the bike rather than just sticking it on eBay, seeing what it goes for, and that's it. Random Joe Public gets it. I really want it to be somebody who watches the channel and chips in to ride off on this at the end of the day. So that's what we're doing. So essentially, all these people that are scrolling across the bottom, they've already chipped in. And what we're doing is, if you chuck a tenner in the pot to help finish off ASBO, then you're in with a shout of winning him at the end of the day. I don't know how we're going to draw out the lucky winner. Could be out of a hat. I could do a random thing on the computer. I could get Jake to do that on a list. I could, you know, I don't know. If you've got a suggestion, stick it in the comments. But we're going to randomly draw someone. All these people down the bottom here, some of them are chipped in twice. So, you know, if you put in sort of a tenner, your name's in the hat once, so to speak. If you put in 20 quid, your name's in it twice. Just so you get, you know, more of a chance of winning it, basically, at the end of the day. So as far as bits and pieces that is left to buy, there probably isn't that many big bits. There's an awful lot of little bits, and they do all add up. So at the minute, I checked this morning, we're at 1,120 quid. 1,120 quid, which is mega. If you've already chipped in, thank you so much. Honestly, thank you for that. It really, really, really is cool. At the end of the day, it's money that I haven't got to find out my own pocket. So, you know, that is a massive relief, I can tell you that much. But it also helps to you know, put a budget on the build as well. I mean, you know, I would love to shove a set of Mikunis on this and have Moto Gadget everything everywhere. I really like those little indicators. But if you've done your own project, you know you can go absolutely potty with buying bits and pieces, spend an absolute fortune, and if you ever sold the bike, you're never going to see that money back. I did it with the Blade. The Blade was built outside my house, and it was essentially a road legal race bike. It had everything. There was loads of engine work done to it, all aftermarket exhaust. The rear shock was just silly money. All the front end had been redone. You know, quick shifters and slipper clutches and just all sorts of stuff. And when I sold it, you know, it was an absolute steal, but I had to sell it to move the shop down here and set up the business and stuff. So, you know, it did serve a purpose, I suppose. I don't want to go mad with this. I want to keep it looking really quite simple. But that 1,100 quid is going to go an awfully long way. So, you know, I'm now in a position where everything on the engine can get done. So cases will all become apart, everything will get cleaned up, everything will get measured, all new bearings and seals, you know, all new, you know, bolts and all that sort of stuff. If it needs replacing, it will just get replaced, and that's gonna, you know, really help. I mean, I suppose it depends what you find inside once you start measuring stuff, but I would imagine a full-on engine rebuild, you're probably looking at 600 quid, I would think. There's got to be something like that. But then, you know, we've also got powder coat and paint, and it's going to need new tyres. And I've got a truckload of wiring to get. I've already got waterproof connectors and that sort of stuff, but it's all the, you know, all the O-rings and like the wires and the connectors and, you know, all that sort of stuff. It's surprising how quickly it all adds up. So this is going to put a size to the budget, and whatever the budget ends up at, that's going to be the standard the bike is finished to. I ain't going to let it go looking ropey as hell, or not running right, or any of that. It is going to be as good as I can get it with the budget that I've got. So that's kind of where we are at the minute. Even if you've got no intention of chipping in, you know, you're not a biker, you're none of this, you could do me a massive favour and just share the video. If people know that the bike is going to be given away and they think, oh, I'll have a pump for a tenner, you know, that's going to help with the budget, and we can build the bike to a better standard using some nicer bits on it. If you're not a biker and you're chipping in and you win it, well, it's up to you what you just sell it. Stick it on eBay, you'll get way more than a tenner for it. Or take your test, and then you've got a nice bike to ride, and you can be one of us and not one of them. You know, if you want to break it for bits, if you want to chop the back end off and change it around a bit, you know, it would be your bike. You do with it whatever you want. I really don't mind. I really don't mind. The joy for me is in the building it and figuring stuff out and seeing it all come together, and the fabrication and, you know, all that sort of thing. I'm loving doing this, absolutely loving it. But I would like whoever ends up with the bike to, you know, either really enjoy it or you know, get something out of it. And it could be money by selling it on, or it could be a cool bike to ride, or it could be the start of a new project, you know, whatever. I really, really don't mind. As long as everyone ends the day with a big old grin on their face, then I'm happy. I'm well happy. Right, it's not going to be like a raffle. You're not going to get a ticket or any of that sort of stuff. Literally everything we raise is just going into the bike. So, you know, even if we don't raise enough to completely finish off the bike, then I'll just be finishing it off out my own pocket, and then someone wins it, somebody gets picked. You know, if I don't get enough to buy all the bits that I need to get it done, it is still going to get done. I ain't changing it. The bike is going to be given away to somebody who supports the channel, and that's an end to it, basically. Was it a silly thing to do? I don't know yet. We certainly haven't got enough to finish off buying all the bits and getting all the paint and powder coat and all that stuff done. But it's not finished yet, so I'm hoping more people chip in. But we'll just see how we go. It's getting given away regardless. That's it. So, if you could spare me 5 minutes and just share the videos and let your mates know that this is going on, you never know, they might be interested, they might chip in. The more people we can get watching the channel and following along and all that sort of stuff, the more it's going to help. The more people that see it, I'm hoping the more people is going to, you know, chip in and raise the budget a little bit, because that would be mega. So if you could do that, that would be very, very cool. Like I say, I will be doing one of these videos a week, just so you know what's in the pot and how it's all going, and just confirming everybody's name across the bottom. And I'm going to be doing that until the project is finished. So if you have chipped in, just make sure your name comes up on the bottom. If you don't see it, just rewind it and have a look, because you will be on there, I can guarantee it. Your name will only appear once, regardless of how many times you put in, but rest assured, you know, whatever you've donated to the build, that's you will be in that many times, basically. So don't worry about that. I don't know when the draw is going to be. As we get closer to the end of the project, then I'll let you know, and we'll try and make a big thing of it and all that sort of stuff. In the end, you know, somebody's going to win a bike. How cool is that? But anyway, that's it. So thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you're well and staying safe, and we will see you on the next one. Laters.